Hello and welcome. If you're new here, do me a huge favor and click that subscribe button down below for content like this and many more. For all your current subscribers, thank you very much for the support. And before I continue, I just want to continue to say thank you very much to Lexus for allowing me to have these vehicles in my home test area for me to review for you guys. Now, what do I have next to me? This is the all new 2024 Lexus TX500h. This is the F-Sport performance model. It has performance brakes, adaptive suspension, and four-wheel steering. That's right, four-wheel steering, meaning the back wheels turn a little bit for maneuver and slow speed situations. I am gonna talk about it, review it, go over all the luxury features and the technology, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned, that is coming up next. Okay, let's talk 2024 Lexus TX500h. As you guys can see, it has a very bold and aggressive front end. And the very controversial for some people, I personally don't mind it, the Lexus Spindle grille, as you guys can see in this particular model, is almost invisible. It's completely built into the body and body color. Up front, you have these very angry LED headlights with that daytime running light swoosh and turn signal. Low and high beam is LED. You have a headlight washer right there, the little square, LED fog lights, and you also have an LED side turn signal. So when you're turning left and right, that little light turns on. Very cool. It does have a 360 camera. You do have the radar sensor right there. It's hard to pick up on camera, but the camera's right here. And it's very bold. This color is called Incognito, which is very nice. It's been getting me a lot of looks and thumbs up in my week of driving this vehicle. This vehicle is sitting on Continental cross contact tires, and it has 255s, 45, which are, and these wheels are 22-inch wheels. They're absolutely massive. And before I continue, I just want to apologize. It's been raining a little bit. I didn't get a chance to, I washed the vehicle, but it rained again, so this is what I have to work with. Being the F-Sport model, the mirror caps are black. And overall, this is a very nice looking vehicle. Very nice. You do have roof rack mounted crossbars in this particular trim. Got that nice little black fake window back there, but it's nice. And you have this new, most Lexus, a lot of Lexus SUVs and vehicles, some vehicles have this giant light bar, which is very nice, I gotta say. Tastefully done. Lexus spell out completely, no more Lexus emblem or logo. You have the Lexus TX500h Direct 4 badge here. Direct 4 means that it's all-wheel drive. Let's take a look at the cargo area real quick, which is why would you want something this large? Because behind the third row, you do have a lot of space. So I left there's all my firming stuff in my jacket for perspective. So this is the third row, and these third rows are power folding and power reclining, which is a very nice touch. We'll go over more in the technology features in the third row, but they're a little slow to fold, but they do, and they make that little clicking noise. But you do have a massive cargo area if you leave them folded. It's designed to fit adults back here. I had a 6'2" person and 6 foot person sit in the third row comfortably, not cramped in any way, shape, or form. But you do have these very handy and optional cargo lights on both sides, which are very bright at night. All right, let's continue walking around the exterior of the Lexus TX. And it's very nice. The lighting's all LED, of course. Power folding, power height, the gate, excuse me, is adjustable. You can adjust the height adjustable. And I think they did an excellent job with this vehicle. Very bold and very in your face in a good way. So let's take a look at the interior, the technology, the features. But before we do that, let's take a quick. Okay, let's take a look what's under the hood, which is a 2.4 cylinder engine up front, turbocharged, and then at the rear, the electric motor for a total system power of 366 horsepower and 406 pounds-feet of torque. made it to a 6-speed automatic. In this vehicle, it is, of course, all-wheel drive without a traditional all-wheel drive, without a drive shaft going from the engine to the rear. Okay, let's take a look at the interior of the Lexus TX500H. To get in, very simple. You just approach it, put your hand on the door handle, mirrors on lock, power folding. It does have electronic door latches, so you just got to click a button here. The door handles don't actually open and close. And the interior is very, very nice. Excuse me. This has very soft padded materials. Excuse me. And this vehicle is very closely related to its corporate sibling, the Toyota Grand Highlander, which I reviewed, and I'll leave a link in the video. But this particular version has the 21 speaker Mark Levinson sound system, and it sounds phenomenal. Of course, you do have stitching all over the door panels, power everything, power folding mirrors. There's the electronic latch to get out of the car. You just press it once, and in case of an emergency, you just pull it towards you like so, and it unlocks. And you got this. To look at the seats, F-Sport embossed badging on the headrest. In the front too, very aggressive bolstering. You do have, of course, full power seats. Same motion on the passenger side. Power seats everywhere. Here you have the controls for the memory seats on the left hand side, odometer, fuel door. And let's step inside this Lexus TX, and it's a very nice place to be. This is very, very nice. Lexus, of course, is not a stranger of making beautiful interiors. You do have this massive 12.3-inch screen, infotainment. So let me turn this on so you guys can see what that looks like. And there it goes. You get a little animation. And you also have a head-up display, which is hard to pick up on camera, but there it is up there. And this is a full LCD instrument cluster, fully customizable. You can change different modes. So you got 3 quadrants. You have this one, the middle, and the sides here. And I'll insert a little animation showing you guys what that looks like when you customize from sport, from normal, from eco, and custom. And you can change different gauges, different needles. It's very, very cool. But if you do have, for example, want to go to sport mode, you just click here and you click on sport mode there, and then the instrument cluster changes to that, which is very, very cool, very racy, and you could rev it and everything. Very, very cool. And then eco mode goes back to a normal eco screen. You get a little blue halo around the gauges. And then just to go back to a normal mode, let's see, we go back here, and yep. So here you go, you screen here, you go back to normal mode, and then you can, of course, the gauges goes back to normal. All right, carrying on in the interior, this is Lexus's all new informed infotainment system. Very, very intuitive, very easy to use. You do have over-the-air cloud-based navigation system. This vehicle, because it is a test vehicle for me, is not activated because it's customized to the owner. You got media controls here, you have phone, you have vehicle controls here, you have active sound, which is the fake audio that's pumped into the speakers, different mild modes. You can fold and unfold the rear seats right here, which is very nice. Trip information, what the all-wheel drive system is doing, tire pressure gauge, vehicle alert. A lot of customizable features that you can do here in this infotainment screen. It does have wireless CarPlay and Android Auto. You do have the controls here for the climate control. Everything's here laid out, very easy to get to. You don't have to go through 400 million menus. And it has something called the Climate Concierge. So what that does is, once you set it to, you get in and you set the temperature, it turns everything into auto. So you have auto seats, auto steering wheel for both front and front passengers. What that means, so whatever the temperature you set it to, it would adjust everything to auto, which is very nice little touch. Moving down towards the middle, you could do the control here for the heated mirrors and the rear defrost. This car does have the smart park assist feature. When you press this, it helps you park into tight spaces, and it tells you how to, and it will take over completely the wheel and the throttle. This activates the cameras. So this vehicle has 360 camera, of course, and there it shows you the little spin thing. But if you do put it in drive, there's a look at the front camera, and then if you put it in reverse, it shows you what's going on behind itself. You do have USB-C ports only over here in the front, and you do have, this is the wireless charging pad, and if you put it forward, you got a little cubby in there, a very nice deep cubby. These cup holders come off, which is a nice little touch. So if you want to have a very, very deep storage compartment, you can, which is very nice. Moving on to the shifter. The shifter, of course, is electronic. You push down and up and hold it for reverse, and then you go down, left and down for drive, and then you go, if you want to go to neutral, you could just press and hold for neutral, and then P is right here. You do have the automatic brake hold here. You have what looks like an off-road mode right here, traction control on and off, electronic parking brake, and you do have a cigarette lighter. I forgot to mention here. You do have a power source here, which if I can open it, yep, there it is. You do have a little power source right there that you can, of course, access to. And moving on to the center console, oops, excuse me for that. It's a bifold design. You just open it like so, very deep. You got a lot of space in there. You do have a nice little LED lighting that turns on and it shines all the cubbies. And put these cup holders back. Oop. And moving on, let's move on to the mirror, which is very cool. So this vehicle does have 360 camera and reverse, but it also has a very intuitive rear mounted glass mounted camera. So if you have your car full of people, you don't have to worry about, oh, I can't see, I can't back out of a spot, because you have a camera, which is very convenient, and it will never get dirty because it's inside the vehicle. Very, very cool technology, very useful for, of course, a vehicle, a large vehicle like this, and to be honest, any car, to be honest, you can use that. Here you have the controls for the sunroof, and you have this very large panoramic glass that almost goes to the third row. Very, very nice. And if we open it, you can see how large it is. Very, very large, nice large sunroof, and that's as far as it goes. And the materials in here are very, very nice. The steering wheel is nicely padded, leather padded, heated. You do have paddle shifters because this vehicle does have a real 6-speed automatic. You actually downshift, fully automatic headlights, automatic high beam, automatic wipers. Very nice. And the controls here, these controls control the head-up display. So if you touch it, you can see the different functions. You got voice, you got phone, and then you press here, you can kind of different menus, the modes, volume up and down, and the same for the cruise control settings on the right hand side. You can adjust the height of the head-up display, the following distance, lane tracing, pretty much everything you can control here, which is very unique. It's a little weird to get used to it at first because you don't have any physical lettering of what does what. And you got, of course, leather and suede, which is very, very luxurious. You got leather and suede here on the door panels. Everything you touch is softly padded. On the passenger side of the center console, which I'll show later, you do have a little cubby, which actually right there for phone and storage. You do have a decent sized glove box. All right, let's take a look at the back seat, the third row, and then we go for a quick drive of the Lexus TX500h. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's step inside, of the back of the Lexus TX500h. Same, just like the front, digital door latches. Back here, the materials, the nice materials continue in the back door. Just because you're in the passenger, you're gonna get, they didn't skimp back here. And you do have built-in sunshades, which is very nice, and I believe every car should have this. It should not be an option at all. There's more that the electronic latch. Something interesting that this vehicle has, it has electronic door locks. You can lock and unlock the doors back here, which is nice. So you can just lock it and unlock it. So there's no more physical controls. And there's a look at the back seats. Very nicely padded here. To access the third row, you just press this button here, hold it, and the seat slides like so. And then you have access to the third row, which I will show you guys in a second what that looks like back there. But let me fix the carpet here, okay? But stepping inside, let's step inside the second row here, and I have plenty of room. Lexus did their homework in terms of building a very large family vehicle. This is the seat is adjusted to how I drive, and the second row is adjusted to how I will sit back here, and it's excellent. It's absolutely excellent. You have plenty of room. A lot of lighting comes here because of the panoramic sunroof. You do have a third zone here for the climate control. So it's 3 zones. You do have cooled and heated seats back here, which is very nice. You could, of course, control your temperature up and down. You do have USB-C ports right here. And you do have a traditional household style outlet down there that you can access. And you do have a replicated, you have another little center console here with similar cup holders at that front. They're also removable. But the nice thing is that this entire center bin, you can lift it like so, and the whole thing removes. So you have easy in and out access to the third row. And then once that's removed, then you do have cup holders in each of the doors in place of this cup holders here. But very simply, just to put it back in here, you just flip it like so, and voila, you click it in place. You can remove these cup holders as well, but nice little storage cubbies here for the phones. Very thoughtful use. You do have armrests that will stay in place for both seats. So if you're nice and comfortable, you almost feel like you're in a luxury airline seats back here. Very luxurious, very plush back here. You really are disconnected from the outside world in terms of noise. Both seats have pockets, which is a nice little touch. Very useful storage. Again, vehicle design for families and their stuff. Not just families can fit. This vehicle replaces the old Lexus RX-L, which was it was an early attempt of a large family vehicle by Lexus. All right, let's take a look at the third row, and then we go for a quick drive. Stay tuned for that. Okay, let's take a look at the third row seats of the Lexus TX. Like I mentioned, you just press the button, the seat slides forward, and then all you have to do is simply get in, close the door, and put the seat back. And look at this leg room. I mean, it's incredible. I have room here for days. A lot of room back here. And the nice thing is that just because you're sitting in the third row, you're not getting treated like a third class citizens. You do have USB ports here, USB-C. This model does have power reclining third row, which is a nice touch. So you can be very comfortable. Like I mentioned earlier, I had a 6'2" person sit back here, and they were absolutely comfortable. There is more of the Mark Levinson 21 speakers, which are there all over the cabin. And overall, it's very nice. These seats also have leather and suede, very softly padded, and it's a nice place to be. It's not a penalty box to be back here. And again, an adult, I'm 5'8". Look at all this room I have. Plenty of space back here. And I can perfectly survive back here on a trip. This does have climate vents as well, all over the roof mounted climate vents. So people back here are not going to be complaining that I'm hot. I'm hungry. Well, hungry is different, but I'm hot and I can't. I feel like I'm suffocating back here. All right, let's take this Lexus TX500h for a drive and my final thoughts. Stay tuned for that. All right, let's drive the 2024 Lexus TX500h. Let me take my phone out of my pocket. Make sure it is on do not disturb mode so I can give you guys the best uninterrupted video. All right, so start off, the vehicle is in normal mode, so I will try to switch gears. And I gotta say that forward steering, it's something that is not a gimmick. You do feel it. Something this large, you do feel the aid working, and that camera system there turning on to show you what's coming. It's very useful. And off the bat, this is a very, very luxurious vehicle. It's very smooth. You feel isolated from the road in terms of noise and things like that. So if you have kids or anything like that. And the nice thing about those seats, by the way, they do slide with a car seat and child seat in place, which is useful because you don't have to remove the car seat. And going over unfortunately my horrible local roads here, it's doing an excellent job of mitigating all the bumps and their imperfections. Just keep in mind this vehicle is riding on 22-inch wheels, which are huge, but overall it's still doing a very good job of the bumps. The seats are very comfortable. You do feel like you're being hugged by the bolster, and it's very nice, and it's actually surprisingly powerful. You do step on it, it does get up and go very quickly for something this large. So essentially, you do have two drivetrains. You have an electric motor in the rear, powering the rear wheels, completely independent from the front. And of course, you have the turbocharged four-cylinder engine up front, which, for like I mentioned, total power is 366 horsepower and 406 pounds-feet of torque, which is healthy numbers. And once again, a real 6-speed automatic, no CVT, which is nice. So you do feel gears shifting as you go, barely, because being a Lexus product, you don't feel the gears. And I can't really punch it because there is a police vehicle behind me, so I have to be in my best behavior. But merging here into the highway, it's very serene, very nice. People, friends and family that got into this car, they were like, oh my God, I almost feel like I don't belong in this car. It's so nice and so luxurious. And that's been the sentiment around my week of driving this vehicle. Everybody is like thumbs up, and people look at it, they don't know what it is. But it's been positive. It is a very good looking SUV. And I think it's an excellent replacement for the Lexus RX-L. And it's gonna do great. My tester as tested is $79,000, and that's because it is the F-Sport performance pack. It does have, of course, a lot of options and features. It's almost fully loaded. I don't think there's anything missing. It does have the excellent Mark Levinson sound system, heated and cooled front and second row seats, the power reclining third row seats, the glass roof. I mean, it has it all. And in terms of the adaptive cruise control, it does an excellent job also doing that, and you can let go of the wheel completely, and as you guys can see, no hands, and it's taking over. Oh, I forgot to tell you the lane tracing here, but it does work excellent. It's a very good system. That's what I have to say. It's a very good system for long drives, whatever, you're tired, coming home from work. You just set it and it does its thing, and it will automatically stop and it will automatically resume on its own, so without any input whatsoever. But anyway, this has been my first drive and comprehensive review of the all-new Lexus TX500h. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for liking, for sharing my videos, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And if you guys want me to review your own personal vehicle and you are within the tri-state area, shoot me a message and a comment down below and let me know where you are, and we can make something happen. All right, take care, you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Limit here, and it does a good job of keeping itself in the lane. Let me just demonstrate that a little bit here. And as you guys can see, no hands. These sensors here pay attention to what your eyes are doing. On camera, you might see two little blinking dots. You can't see, the human eye can't see it. Right now it's yelling at me, telling me to hold the steering wheel, but if you touch it briefly and you let it go, it will completely take over and do its thing, and it does a very good job. Of course, this vehicle does have Lexus Safety Sense 3.0 Plus, so it does have automatic braking, lane departure warning, lane keep assist, rear cross traffic alert. It does have, you know, all the safety features you expect in a Lexus, and in most modern vehicles have all that technology. Let me turn that off now, and yep, turn that off, take take control again. But let me see, and there it is, a little bit of that fake engine noise piped in, and it does get up and go. It does handle its weight very well, I gotta say. I'm very surprised how well it manages, and it does move. I can only imagine this, if this thing had smaller wheels, how good that would be. Like smaller, lighter, but overall you step on it and yeah, it takes off. And then you downshift. It's doing rev matching right now. Very good. Very good system. Let me go back to normal mode. Of course, in the normal mode it becomes more civilized and quieter again. And this has been my first quick look, well, my first comprehensive look of the all-new 2024 Lexus TX500h Performance. I did also review its sibling, the Toyota Grand Highlander, so I'll leave a link in the video up here somewhere so you guys can see that and how they're closely related. Definitely 100, even though it's amazing what Toyota and Lexus engineers can do to make two vehicles handle completely different and behave completely differently. Because this vehicle does feel very different than its sibling, the Toyota Grand Highlander, which they both share the same platform. And I'm rambling now, sorry. All right, folks, thank you all for watching, for liking, for subscribing. You know, if you like what you see, just share the video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care and stay safe.